Hi viewers, so you are thinking about making a repair on the AC system on your car. Well, here's a couple of things you should consider and take care of before you start. First of all, check the cabin filter. Lots of times, believe it or not, people have dismantled lots of things around the AC system only to conclude that the cabin filter is the problem. Take a look at it. If it's clogged, if it's old, change it and then do other diagnosis regarding the AC system. The other thing would be inform yourself well about the whole AC system on your car. What are the main parts and where are they? What are they connected with? Is there any intertwined systems with it? Okay. And especially pay attention to this with modern cars, where there is a ton of electronics, ton of sensors, ton of these intertwined systems, and you never know when you touch something here, will something go off over there, so to say. Look at forums if you have the possibility, at professional literature, visit websites, whatever you need. There's an abundance of information on the internet, and just make sure that you know where everything is and mainly what the accessibility of everything is. Why am I telling you this? First of all, for instance, you have a bad climate compressor, you have a bad AC compressor. Changing it on most cars is not that much of a problem, but getting to it can be a nightmare. On lots of modern engines, the AC compressor is simply buried under a ton of other things, and you have to do a lot of dismantling to reach it. Besides this, regarding accessibility, and double check this if you have this problem. If you conclude that you have a problem with the evaporator, with the heater core, with the blend doors, with the actuator motors, with the mechanism in the ventilation box under the center console, which directs air into the cabin, into the air ducts and so on. If there's a problem with that, like a broken blend door, like a faulty actuator motor, that's a very common fault, like a broken plastic mechanism for it, if you're going to do anything of the sort, inform yourself, because the majority of cars, it is a very, very huge problem to get to those parts. They are simply buried under the dashboard, under the center console, and it is a nightmare to get to them. On lots of cars, there is major dismantling, and I mean, it's a horror story. It goes all the way to taking off the steering wheel, to take off the plastic from the steering wheel, the whole dashboard goes out, the whole center console. It's big work. I must also mention this, it is a big it's not a big problem, but you have to have nerves and patience to return everything back into place. Also, you should write everything down, where everything is positioned, what was connected with what, because there's a good possibility that you will maybe forget something, that you will leave something disconnected, and you may have problems later. And the third thing that I want to tell you, and lots of DIYers are gonna swipe this video when I say this, but if you want to refill the refrigerant, or if you want to search for a leak, I would highly recommend to visit a specialized AC shop. As I mentioned in the previous video, they have a machine which they connect to the ports on the AC system, and they measure the pressure, the level of refrigerant, and so on. If there's a low level, they can add it, they can disinfect and clean the system, and if the AC system is okay, it's done in a matter of, I don't know, half an hour, and you have good cooling in the AC system for years to come. If there is a leak, they have the know-how to tell you where the leak is, and they can even fix the problem if it's not too expensive. Now, why do people do this in a DIY manner? Because those specialized shops can be expensive. Okay, they can ask for a lot of money, although in my country it's much more expensive to rent the tool, buy the gas, do it all on your own. Since you're gonna spend your own time, do it on your own. It's cheaper to go to the specialized service, connect the machine, and refill the refrigerant, okay? And also, as I mentioned, they clean the whole system, disinfect it, inspect for leaks and everything else, all for the same price. So for even something simple like refilling the refrigerant, I would consider going to professionals and at least ask what the price is. And finally, before you start dismantling anything, before you think, I don't know, I'm making this up, that it's a bad climate compressor or a bad pressure sensor or something like that, and do this especially on higher mileage cars, go around and check all of the hoses, connections, electrical connections, check simple things like the serpentine belt, like the fuse. Check all of those things before you do any kind of dismantling. Lots of people do a ton of dismantling only to conclude that there was a broken connector or a faulty hose that they could have changed in half an hour and for a couple of dozen euros or dollars, you know. So, dear viewers, for the end of this speech, as with all car repairs, before you start repairing the AC system, make a good assessment even before you turn one screw or nut loose. Okay, make a good assessment. And until you're 90% sure what is wrong with the car, don't do the repair. Why am I telling you this? Lots of times I've seen people, as I mentioned with the cabin filter, as I mentioned with the fuse and the relay, lots of times people dismantle half of the car only to conclude that that is the problem, or to conclude that they don't have the proper tools, or to conclude that they don't have the proper refrigerant for the system, or they have to dismantle half of the car, the bumper, the front part and everything else to reach a hose or pipe or something like that to change it. Then they don't have the part and so on. There are lots of bad stories about this. There are also good stories where people successfully do it, of course. But again, for me, the AC system is a specialized system on a car. And if you're a DIYer and someone that has less knowledge around cars, I would not recommend going deeper into the whole thing. I would let professionals do it. Only in case if the repair is like, you know, $1,000 and it should be 300. In that case, it is economically sound to give it a try. But please, before that, make a good diagnosis of the problem and get a 90% probability of what's wrong, if possible. Inform yourself what kind of tools you need. Inform yourself what kind of parts you need. Are they available? And be sure that you have enough time to do it. Don't do these things in a hurry. Also, make sure that you know the whole procedure of refilling the whole system. You'll need the special tool with the pressure gauges and hoses to refill it. You'll need the proper refrigerant. On every car you have, either on the maintenance book or somewhere in the engine bay is written the code for the proper refrigerant. So make sure that's okay and then do it. And in that case, you should be safe. Otherwise, if you don't tick any of these boxes before you start, then best leave it to a professional. So, dear viewers, thank you very much for watching. I hope you don't get this video the wrong way. Again, we are DIY enthusiasts. We always encourage people to do what they can around the car. But again, it's better to sometimes, lots of times, and with lots of things, it's better to let the professionals do it. It's much cheaper, much faster, and you'll lose much less nerves. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for your time, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video.